What is going on? I'm Zedmod. We left off. I was on tier 11 or so. I had just gotten Barrage, and boom, look at us now. We are in the middle of 16 in the gold tier, just cruising along. Absolutely cruising. My win rate previously when we left was, I think, 34%, 37%. Check this out, up to 60%. All thanks to some wonderful tech tree planning. So just a quick review. We have not gone into the cul-de-sac. We have not taken that choice node. By the way, cul-de-sacs, choice nodes, different things. Choice nodes, lots of them are cul-de-sacs, but not all of them. Mutually exclusive. See that? Rocket launcher in a cul-de-sac, but not a multi-choice node. So clearing up some confusion there. We do not have Mr. Kavan. We do not have cannons. We don't have boom cannons. We don't have troop health. We don't have warriors. We don't have protectors. We went straight bottom road, taken the low road, and then up to flamethrowers into Barrage. And now we're hanging out, waiting to get that fourth engine room. My next goal is to get to Seekers. So I've got 118. This is 65 plus 28 is 93 plus whatever this is. I'll have to check the guide, but not going to have enough at the moment, so that's going to have to be another day. But for now, I wanted to show you a quick bunch of replays and hits and things like that. So my replays, 3 minutes, 21 seconds is darn fast. Let's just show you what went down here. This is all just rushing, heavy rushing. Once you get Barrage, 3 barrages and boom, down goes the engine room. Now I maxed Barrage, and I don't think there's any advantage to that at this point. For the 3 engine room level, maxing Barrage does nothing useful. Let me show you why. As you can see here, we're looking at 30,000 health. If we go in and look at the max level Barrage, it does 14.4. So it looks like you get so close. You get 28.8. There's a modem reference right there for you old folks. I was going to make the mouth sounds of what 28.8 modem sounds like connecting, but we're just going to skip that. So you don't actually need to max Barrage. Just get your Barrage to level 4, and it's still 3 barrages to take down an engine room. Getting it to max costs like 1.4 million tokens. I don't recommend doing that. Maybe later on, once you get into level 3 engine rooms, but if you're just at 3 engine rooms, save those tokens, use them somewhere else, save them for a rainy day, whatever it might be. Let's throw some more quick replays out here. You guys were asking for replays. I don't like to show replays simply because you can't see GBE numbers. You can't see what's actually happening. But here's what's going down. Using those 2 smokes, getting running, using smokes again, trying just to get my troops intact to the engine rooms. Now I'm going to show you quickly, I think it was this one, that the base, yeah, 3 minutes, 12 seconds. So this one is a little bit different. You'll see players starting to set up their mines in this sort of fashion. If you go to this engine room on the left, which I can't click on for whatever reason, and then go over to this engine room, you're going to lose all your heavies and you're going to lose. So in this instance, I do things slightly, ever so slightly different, and we go to the right-hand side, and then we rush along that line over to this one, and we can get there with 1, 2 smokes, and then a shock, and boom goes the dynamite, taking down those 2 engine rooms. Again, see, my mines are set up exactly that. I don't have boom mines, obviously, and I haven't looked to see how this mine pattern is doing. I don't watch defensive replays unless I fail 3, 4 times in a row. Not a great idea if you want to succeed, but I am lazy. Do as I say, not as I do, as they say on the internet somewhere, maybe. I wanted to show you tech tree. I also have not maxed my gunboat. If I was to max that, it would be slightly, ever so slightly better, because right now I've got just enough gunboat energy for 3 barrages. If I have to throw an extra smoke or a flare or anything like that, I end up not having enough GBE. So let's get into it. Let's do a couple live attacks, show you what this is all about. the heavy smoking is fantastic. I am a big fan of smoking heavies. Now, one thing to be aware of, I like to drop bullet first on the outside. That way he's going to draw the fire from boom cannons and things like that. Obviously, this person does not have any boom cannons, but here's what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. You'll notice I have no GBE left, 0. I would love to throw a smoke right now, but we have to wait for that engine room to go down. So if I was to upgrade that last bit of gunboat, I think we would get a little bit of an advantage. Probably would have 1 or 2 heavies left over. Now we can throw that long flare. Also going to throw 1 more smoke. That way our dudes are just going to come out firing, being very always keeping the smokes away from the engine room. The last thing you want is your troops to have to wait for that smoke to clear. Boom, another what should be victory. Moving on up as that was like a half-hearted sing. It's getting late. I don't typically ever put 2 videos out in one day, but my warships have just done a complete change of face over the course of the day. We went from just treading water to excelling and moving up and winning. I had a 10 win streak. I had like a 6 win streak, just absolutely crushing it. And so I wanted to share this absolute winner strategy with you. A lot of you have, a couple of you commented and said, whoa, this is different. I like this. See, I really love running into random different engine room layouts because I haven't seen anyone with this before, but nonetheless, we're going to drop bullet right about here. We're going to drop all of our troops over into here. Now, this is where I start running into problems. I don't have enough gunboat energy to do an extra flare, so I have to throw that flare right there. Now, if I throw 1, 2, I'm going to move my barrage a little bit forwards because I need to get that flamethrower down. Otherwise, I'm not going to have enough gunboat energy for an extra flare. Now we can move over into here. Going to throw 1 more smoke just to let them get nice and cozy up against that engine room. Now, having your machine gun that close means that you end up having troops in the blind spot. You don't want to have your heavies you don't want your opponent's heavies to be in a blind spot basically ever. But now this person has got a lot of boom mines just waiting to soak up our heavies. So this is going to be a problem, but hopefully we can take this down. Pretty slow. Not sure that was the best strategy, but that kudos to this person for having a different base. This is why having a different base, you end up getting the occasional win snuck in. I don't know what that name says. Squiggles McGee. Oh, we still got the win. Awesome. So different start times, obviously, but kudos to that person for having a different base. Having things lined up slightly differently means that I got to stop and think for a second. And during that thinking, clearly we got the victory. So, with bases like this, I like to do ground flares. They're a bit wasteful. I'll show you why in just 1 second. We're going to get bullet out in front. We're going to get all of our heavies. Now, I like to do a ground flare, like right there, like absolutely as close as we possibly can. Then 1, 2, and 3, shifting that 3rd barrage towards the building, because if we can take that building down, we're going to pick up a little bit of extra gunboat energy, which is always a bonus. That extra little bit of gunboat energy just means that we can get a smoke there, get some troops saved, and which is going to give us a little bit more damage, is going to get us running towards the next engine room a little tiny bit sooner, and then just, again, throwing out a shock. Whether you throw a shock or a smoke, it doesn't really matter at this point because we're already gobbling up that engine room. Boom, shaka laka. He's heating up. Someone's got to get that reference. Boom Beach, bring big head mode in, pretty please. Would love it. Also, bring that, I've talked about this before, bringing in audio where, like, as soon as your engine rooms start to go down, look at that. That's got to be so disheartening. 3 minutes, 15 seconds, and you lose. Just, that's like a kick in the teeth. We are now at rank 17, moving on up. I don't think we can go terribly high on this. If I was smart, I would keep pushing on this and just keep going until I lose 3 or 4 in a row or something like that. But I am basically done my device time for the day. It is only 8 o'clock, but kids to bed, books, all those sorts of good things get in the way. Get in the way isn't really a fair way to say it, but what we're going to do is exactly what I showed you in the first little bit. We're going to go right, and then we're going to come back and get this engine room, simply because otherwise there's just too many boom mines, too many shock mines. Those aren't shock mines, those are regular mines. Let's go 1, 2, 3 on to here. And again, the whole idea that I'm using level 5 Barrage, you see there, I get no benefits from it. Whoa, my screen was having like a little seizure there. Thankfully, we managed to get the heck out of there. Getting this down, and now let's get that next flare. Next flare was about a second late. I really, really do hate those kind of details where I'm sitting here waiting, and then my next is smoke or flare is just that second late. So we're going to go like this, and hopefully that flare does not expire by the time. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to be at about 312. Going to the 313, that's my fastest time going to the right. Probably could get 315 if you throw this flare as that engine room expires, but 313, as we've seen, is not a super duper fast time, so it's going to be close. 320, Foodie, that was baller. Let's see what Foodie did, because that's a crazy fast time. I'm very, very curious to see what the heck is going on there. So they're doing the same thing, just heavy rushing, barraging, and then running their pants off. So very, very fast time. And you see, I don't have boom mines, so that heavy rush is going to beat me. So realistically, what I want to show you is how to beat me, because if you can beat me, you can beat most people. And I say you can beat most people because I got a 60% win rate now. Booyah! Anyways, that's it for me. Hopefully this strategy gives you a bit of incentive to get pushing, because as you can see, my shock bomb is not super high. I've not maxed my gunboat. My sniper towers are low level. We've got max level machine guns. We've got max level mortars. But our defenses, I mean, we don't have the choice node. We don't have snipers that are super high. We don't have any cannons. We don't have any boom mines. And we're still cruising right along. And the beautiful thing about using smoky heavies is that you don't really even have to smoke them, as long as you're a little bit careful about mines. Obviously, regular mines, not a huge problem. I'm going to look at that last Foodie attack now and see if I can move some of my mines to see if I can actually stop it, but I kind of doubt it. Now, one thing I'd like to see is, does Foodie, can we see? No, we can't. I would like to know if he actually has troop, or she, I suppose, if they have troop health, because if they did, then obviously I have no chance, but if not, then I'm going to have to watch those mines, see if I can place them a little bit smarter. Anyways, second video of the day. Hopefully this smoky heavy meta gives you a little bit of incentive. Hopefully you've got some keys and tokens saved up for Barrage. Anyways, that's it for me. As always, thanks for coming in. Do check my previous video out that I sent out today. There's a very, very good reason to check it out. I'll leave it at that. Otherwise, as always, consider subscribing. If you really, really liked the video, consider subscribing. If you liked it, throw a comment, click the like button, yell at me in the comments, whatever it might be. Anyways, as always, thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace!